music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Queen Sugar, Season 3, Episode 7. It was a good episode, you know what I'm saying? But guess what you have to do? If you have not done it already, what could she be talking about? Yes, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to also hit that little notification ding bell. It will let you know when I have new videos up, so you do not have to wonder, did she upload Queen Sugar? I can't remember. It will let you know up front. Also, as y'all know, we play a game now, and I put a code somewhere within the video, and you put the code of what I give you in the comment section, okay? But you have to watch the video to get the code. So when y'all see the comments in the video, whatever, y'all like, what is these comments for? If you don't know what to put, it's because you did not watch the video enough to get the code. So I always put it somewhere in, you never know where. Anyway, today's episode was good. It really, really was. It was simple. But it was good and it was entertaining. You know, we do see Aunt Vi going off her contract with Jerry. Jerry wants 60%, okay, and to give her 40%. To me, even if you are investing in her company, you're buying her company. 40%, she get 40%. I don't think anybody who wants to invest in someone's company should get more of a percentage than the person's company it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you're gonna invest, give me like a little bit of money, and you can get like a 15-20% stake in my company. I mean, at that point in time, I don't even own my own stuff. You own more of it than I do. We're not even partners, because you own. No, it need to be 60-40 the other way. I get 60, you get 40, but you should not get more than I do. Hell, even on YouTube, we get more of a percentage for the money we make. Okay, let's keep it funky. Anyway, she says she does not like it because she says it feels as if she would be working for him, and you know what I'm saying, I don't want to do that. She's like, I want to suggest having my own pie shop, and maybe he will, you know, help me invest in that. And I'm like, this is the part I'm wondering. I'm like, Hollywood supposedly got that whole big little settlement or whatever and got money. I'm like, why would you rather accept money in an investment from this man versus your man? I would prefer going into business with my man, who I know clearly loves me, versus this man from the grocery store. I just don't get why Aunt Vi wants help from everyone except Hollywood. My thing is, even earlier in the season, when she said something like, you know, I don't want to, like, I owe you anything. If you get the man from this white man, you gonna owe him too. Okay, so you know, for me, that's kind of weird. But you know, he then gives her, you know, because it's her birthday, so he gives her a box, and the box is empty. He says, for your birthday, I'm going to get you something that you don't have. I'm going to fill that box up with whatever you want. It can be in this box. But, you know, because you're my future wife, Mrs. Violet, whatever his last name is. And she, every time he mentions them being married or her new last name, she don't look too happy. She just looks a little bit sad. I'm like, Aunt Vi, honey, what's wrong, Aunt Vi? What's going on? But I'm like, okay, whatever. Do you want to get married? What's wrong, Aunt Vi? We see Charlie trying to just enjoy her day. She's trying to be this peaceful, calm, cool, and collected. You see in the paper about Davis, you know what I'm saying, taking accountability, or taking, admitting he is the father to the daughter that he cheated on Charlie with and had the 13-year-old daughter. And here comes Stalker Jacob. Okay, Stalker Jacob. Charlie needs to get a PPO. Clearly, okay, because he is always around. He didn't found her. I mean, she wasn't nowhere to be found. Like, she was sitting with her little shades on him and chilling behind the. How you found her, bruh? He then say, oh, I called your office and the new girls that I can probably find you here. Why you stalking that lady? And he said, I wanted to talk, you know, I wanted to talk over some business or whatever. You came all the way out here to talk business. He said, well, you know what, I want to see you. I want to see you, and I want to offer to take you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry about what happened the other night. Remember last time we saw the episode, they kissed, okay? And then she kind of like, oh, no. She said, I'm sorry that I scared you off. She said, you didn't scare me out. I'm going through a lot of whatever. Again, because of the whole Davis thing. She says, look, I like you, but I need some time, you know what I'm saying, alone to sort things out. Meaning, stop stalking me, little freaky ass stalker. Go ahead on somewhere and be where you need to be and leave me be. Again, because she's also trying to figure out what they got going on. They got these people doing a little surveying of the land. So, cool. So he leave. But I still feel like he gonna come back and like get her. He makes my skin crawl. Anyway, we see Benny and Ralph Angel talking. Now, the last episode we saw Benny and he had some friends over Ralph Angel's house, and it got stupid, so Ralph Angel made him leave. So Benny is here trying to apologize, be like, I'm sorry for my mistake. I didn't mean to do that. I meant no disrespect to your house, your kid, or whatever. He like, I had a friend who was gonna come over and see me. That friend, I did not know he was gonna bring 2 more people, and it just happened so quick, and it was crazy. But again, I did not mean any harm in it. I just hope that I can keep my job. And Rob like, I don't play around when it comes to my son. Like, I don't play. Like, however, you know what I'm saying, I was given a second chance, so I'm going to give you a second chance. I'm like, well, okay, Rob, that's good, that's cool, or whatever. We like it. It can be what's gonna be. It's gonna be what's gonna be. And I think Rob see in Benny what people saw in him, a person who wants to do better, but still keep taking these little missteps. So I'm happy that, you know what I'm saying, fan ass Benny and fan ass Ralph Angel will kind of be, you know what I'm saying, in the same vicinity. And I'm like, I like that. Okay, I have to figure out, who do I like the best? Benny on here, not Benny from Half and Half Nots. Benny on here, Ralph Angel on here, or Lala from Black Lightning. I got to pick between the 3. We'll get it figured out. Anyway, when he's there, Darla then calls. He takes her phone call. And she's like, they seem to be okay since the last argument. You know what I'm saying? He brings up how Blue was no longer asking to move out and to move with her, which I was so sad when Blue said that. I'm like, oh, I love baby Blue. So at this point in time, it's like, I'm gonna be able to get him for the weekend. He's like, wait, what you talking about? Oh, remember, I get him this weekend. He's like, oh, it's Aunt birthday or whatever, and I'm pretty sure, Blue gonna want to see her for her birthday, and also she gonna want to see him. Oh, I got, his room all fixed up, and I had got tickets for the museum, and he's like, it's Aunt birthday. I kind of felt bad for Darla in that aspect, because she thought she was going to get Blue, but at the same time, I feel like if he going to a party for his aunt's birthday, just get him like either later on that day or that next morning. So she's okay. I think this the next morning. I guess I'll just pick him up for like breakfast or whatever, take him out for the day. But you can see she's kind of upset about the fact that she can't get Blue for the weekend because of Aunt's birthday, because she knows she's not welcome at the house. Okay, she's no longer a welcome guest of the Bordelon family. And it is what it is. We do see Nova talking with Prosper. And they were just chit-chatting about, old times and how hard it was to own land back in the day, and how it was just hard dealing with the Landrys, and how they would have had they from your neck, okay? So, because Prosper never owned his land. He tried to, he said, over the years, but it just never panned out. So, he then brings up how him and Ernest became close because Ernest trusted him. And he said, he starts talking about one night after Nova's and Ralph Angel's mama died. Like, yeah, he was real tore up about it. He was so sad over her death, and he called me, and I met him in the sugarcane fields. And he was walking for for hours. It seemed like, just talking. He was like, and, at that point in time, with your mama dying, the Landrys, messing with the farm or whatever, he wasn't, having as many good seasons. He got 2 kids. It was a lot. And, at one, he was thinking, was it all even worth it? Like, is anything worth it? And it's like, oh, like, working in the fields? He like, no, everything. Was anything really worth it? It's like, I don't get what you're saying. And he was like, your daddy was in the fields with a gun, meaning he was in the fields thinking about killing himself, because he was just sad from losing the love of his life and just, depression. People not that strong sometimes. And she's like, no, my daddy's strong. He's like, your daddy is strong. He's like, however, even the stronger people have their weak moments, and that was his. And I'm grateful that he called me that day and that we had our whole friendship. So for her, it's a realization of, damn, I saw my daddy as this strong person, and I never thought that he had a weak moment where he wanted to take his own life. So for her, it's the realization of, okay, my daddy was human. Okay, so cool. We do see Hollywood Mama come to town. I said, well, Hollywood Mama, look, a couple years older than Aunt Vi, but okay. And I'm like, okay, because she's coming to surprise for Aunt Vi's birthday, and clearly they're not close. Okay, she walked in and Aunt Vi like, Hollywood, hey, how you doing, Mama? Whatever her name is. And you can see she's a little thrown off. Hollywood like, yeah, she surprised me too. I didn't know she was coming. Meaning, baby, I know you're mad. I can see it in your eyes. However, this wasn't my surprise. It was hers. Yeah, I surprised somebody to come out. I wasn't going to miss my future daughter-in-law's 60th birthday. Not everybody make it to be 60. I say, see, she already being shady, okay? And you can tell because her son is younger. He's and Aunt Vi's older. She probably said, I don't want you dating this older woman who's my age. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. But at first, I'm like, okay, it was a little bit messy. Because she said, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody make it to 60. I say, Aunt Vi. Oh, Aunt Vi. Anyway, so, but she didn't give Aunt Vi a gift. And she had made her an apron that said Aunt Vi's Pies. I'm like, oh. He said, yeah, I heard about your whole pie stuff and how good they're really doing. And I'm so proud of you. So it's like a little gift for me. Now that y'all tell me, oh, well, come on here, man. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now you like her. Okay, we're going to see how it's going to be. Anyway, they then have this huge surprise party for Aunt Vi. She just wanted to go to a little restaurant or whatever, let it be real quick and easy. And while they were at the restaurant, at the house, it was a big old party being put together, and they surprised, and of course she was happy. But we see, Remi there, everybody, the whole cat, everybody there, Remi there, Kiki there, that's Michael's girlfriend, everybody at the party. And Ralph Angel invites Tran, his little work friend. So when she get there with her little plan or whatever, and he introduced her to Hollywood and Remi, and he like, oh, this is Trent, this is my she's like, I'm his work friend. And I'm like, work friend. So Remi like, I ain't got no work friends. Well, I want a work friend too. You got one, okay? You didn't had to, okay? You got the damn Charlie, and now you're trying to get Nova. So she has down to work. Okay, stop being greedy. Anyway, she meets the family, whatever. Everyone's having a ball. They're out there dancing. They doing, the whole little electric slide. It's a whole full-fledged party. Okay, they all having fun. You see Trent dancing with Ralph Angel, shaking his little shimmy. Ralph Angel, he couldn't dance a little bit. He was a little bit off beat. Maybe he can't do the electric slide because he's not from here. I think he's from a different country. But, and I don't say that because he's dark. I think he's really, because I've seen him on Instagram post photos of him, in another country where he says I'm back home or whatever. Anyway, so maybe he don't know how to dance, do the electric slide. I'm like, he at that point like he had 2 left feet. Anyway, we then see Nova, who's sitting like the trees is over there. Like the trees is over there, the house and stuff is over here. So Nova all the way over there to the trees. So Remi go all the way over there with the trees, all the way over there. I'm like, So you know how they be having these little moments, okay? He like, you good over here? And he used a little sexy voice. You good over here? You hear me? Use your regular voice. Stop using that voice, trying to get her different or whatever. And so he's like, you then hear Aunt Vi like, Remi Nova, come on over here and do whatever dance or whatever. And he said, she won't be able to because she know I can dance. Come with me. And he hold his hand out. And I'm like, it's just those moments between them two. And she says, no, I think I'm going to sit here for a little minute. She's trying to resist the moments. I'm like, okay, girl, stay strong, Nova, stay strong, girl. But she get weak a little bit. They in the kitchen a little bit later in the house. And like, she's at this kitchen sink. He walk in the kitchen. And it's these moments of he walk into the sink and she walk away. And then they trying to avoid each other, and then she just stands next to him at one point, and they just feel each other's energies. So he's standing on one side, she's standing right next to him at the sink, and they're just They're not talking. They're not even really looking at each other. They're just in each other's presence. And I'm like, oh, God. It's like fucking chemistry, okay? It's kismet stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they like each other. This is so weird because I like it, but I hate it. And so they then hold hands. They just kind of both put their hands down and intertwine their hands, and they're holding hands. And then as they're holding hands, Nova is just looking at them, like with a little bit of a smirk. They're just living in the moment of how would it feel if we could just hold hands together. I'm like, oh, bitch, it's Charlie's man, it's her ex, and ain't gonna go over well for neither one of you motherfuckers, okay? It's just not. And then of course someone says, Nova, is you around here? And so they have to let go of each other's hand, and then he walks away, and she's just holding her chest like, because she likes him. And she does not want to like him, but she likes him. It's the weird. It's just, oh my God, this is crazy. We do see Ralph Angel introduce Blue to Tran. And you can see Blue say, that ain't my mama. He didn't say it, but he looked at her like, that ain't my mama. And he said, Blue, be nice. And she said, hi. Because that ain't his mama. And she's like, oh, hi, or whatever. So Aunt Vi then asked, like, Ralph Angel, baby, I need to go to the store and get some ice. Because we ain't got no more ice. So go get some. So Blue, Ralph Angel, and Tran go get some ice. Now, while they're out getting the ice at the little gas station or whatever, we do see Darla is getting gas. And remember, he told her, you can't get him because of our birthday party. So for her to see him out with some girl and her son getting some ice, she probably looking like, this little motherfucker here, what is he doing? So Ralph Angel see Darla, see them, and she look hurt and angry, like a thing of he's moved on. But he's moved on. He got my son. It's a vibe. You can just kind of feel the whole little vibe thing. I look like, because it's just a little weird. So, if you've been watching this far, let's see what the code is. The code is you got to put either Freddy Krueger, Jason, or Michael Myers. Okay, that is the first part of the clue. You get the second part in a few minutes. You got to keep watching to get the second part to put into there, so I can kind of see how far along you got in my review. Anyway, from there we do see Hollywood talking to his mom, and it was more like his mom being honest with him about his relationship with Aunt Vi. Excuse me. So she feels like, and we can tell her and Aunt Vi have issues. Like they don't really rock, they don't like agree or whatever. He's like, I know, I'm happy you here and that you and Vi are able to get along right now, because I know y'all don't sometimes see eye to eye. And she's like, you know what, it's not that, I just want you to be happy, you're my son, I love you. And she said, yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with you, you know what I'm saying, I feel like, you so busy taking care of Vi, you know what I'm saying, when will you take care of you? She has her own house, she has her own business, she has her own money. She does not need you for nothing besides to tell you what to do and what not to do. Like, what about your dreams? What about, having kids? And like, we talk about that, like, I'm good with us not having kids. And she's like, you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want to do. And he do. Now he got all this money. He can do whatever it is he want to do. Like what she says, but all you're doing is taking care of her. That's all you're doing. But who is taking care of you, and when will you take care of you? And I felt what she was saying, it was true, what she was saying. And but at the same time, I don't think I like using Hollywood. But again, she's a woman of a certain age, so she's already lived her life, and she knows what she wants. So it is a thing of, are you living your best life with her, with you kind of doing nothing besides being with her? Is it nothing else that you want out of life or out of the relationship? You could still be with her, but like still do something with yourself or whatever. But he says, like, look, I told you, when I talk about things, it's fine, we fine, I'm good. But in the back of his head, you still see him like kind of like, what am I doing? Like, what is going on here? So we see the whole thing. Micah and Kiki is kissing on the couch in the room with the door closed. I say, first of all, you shouldn't be doing it. Okay, at first I did not even realize they were at Aunt Vi's house until Aunt Vi opened the door and said, "What y'all doing here with this door closed? What y'all doing here?" "Oh, we're just talking." Not with no door closed, leave the door open. So, no, people left the door open, and then they're in there still talking. He brings up how one of them kids text him they want to go hang out up like at a quarry or whatever, and she's like, "I think we should stay at the party the whole time. You hang out with them a lot." And he's like, "Yeah, I think they're cool or whatever." And she's like, he said, "You should hang out with us more too." And she said, "No, they do things their way, kind of I do things my way, and that's kind of how it is. Like, we're friends, but we have two ways of doing things." And I think we can all see that he gonna end up breaking up with Kiki. How Kiki don't really like how they do things, and that's why she don't really hang out with them like that. Whereas Micah's on this path of, I need to see things I've never seen. I need to do things I've never done. I need to be places. He just wants to explore. He's Dora the Damn Explorer. Okay, Micah's Dora the Damn Explorer. He's not Handy Andy. But we see that whole thing, and we know something is coming. Okay, we know something is gonna happen. We have to just figure out what it's gonna be. So anyway, we do see the next thing we see two different things. Charlie was also at the party, but she's a little bit, because she's still reeling from knowing my husband of all these years had a whole other baby he didn't tell me about. So Prosper see her like looking into the starlight or whatever. And he's like, "Okay, I see you being distracted. It is hard, being lied to." And she's like, "Yeah, is it that obvious?" Like, I know how it feels. He then tells her, "My wife that you knew was actually my second wife." And she's like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." So I just want you to know that love doesn't end. Like, you can still have more love. Love isn't over. You can move on. You know what I'm saying? He said, you can either be distracted by your past or focus on your future. I said, now that's a good ass line. Okay, put it on the shirt. Anyway, we do see her later going on a date with that sexy little Latino doctor. Was his name Roscoe? Was it Raul? Was it Sebastian? Was it Santiago? I don't know what his name was, but this little sexy little doctor dude who was also Prosper's nurse's person or whatever. So she on a date with him, and they chit-chatting or whatever at a little restaurant, eating food or whatnot. And it was real cute. He told her he wanted to take her out again, so that was real cool. The next thing that we see at the party is, Aunt Vi and Hollywood both toasting to their love and being happy and, loving each other or whatever. And she's saying how he's so great for her and how she loves him or whatever. And he's saying how much he loves her. But when he then says, toasts to my future wife, Miss Vivian, Lord Jesus, Violet, whatever his last name is. And again, she looked weirded out about him mentioning them being married and her having his last name. So I'm like, what's going on here, Vi? What's going on, girl? So, Vi to Hollywood, when we get married, I don't want to change my last name. Because they in the room, the party over, he trying to get some, and he's like, I'm tired, Hollywood. He like, you ain't never said that before, and it's your birthday. Birthday sex, birthday. I think he wants some birthday sex, and she wasn't for it. And so, because he's like, what's going on? Well, you been acting funny, acting stanky dang dang since he started leaving. And then she's like, I don't want to have your last name. And he like, what? And she says, for my birthday, you said I can have anything put in that box, and all I want is to keep my own name. Like, I don't want to be anyone else. I am, Violet Bordelon, and that's my name. I don't want to hyphenate it. I don't want to add. I want it to stay the same. He mad. He like, what? You don't want my money. You don't want my help in your business. You don't want a big wedding. You don't want all these things. And the only thing I feel like I can give you is my name. And you don't want that either. You was hell bent on letting me know how much you don't need me. You know what I'm saying? And how much I don't fit in your life. She says, I don't need you. I said, oh, Vi, what you doing? She says, but I do want you. I want you, but I just don't want to have someone else's last name as if they own me. He said, ain't nobody said shit about that. You taking my name means I'm yours, and that's the whole thing. And then she's like, I did not know that it was this important. He said, well, it wasn't important, but I just realized until right now. I said, in a way, I get what she mean, but in a way, I'm like, people have the right to either change their name or not change their name. But the way he put it, it did make it seem as if everything that you don't want, I just have to accept that you don't want it. And the one thing I'm asking you to do, you won't do it for me. I can't have kids. We can't have big ass, all these things that I'm sacrificing things because you don't want it, and now there's something else that you want me to sacrifice, and I'm pissed off. I said, on one hand, I felt like she's stuck in being a slave to where she feels like she's still owned by someone. But the weird part is, I feel like she should not feel that with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't given her any reason to feel that way, but she still do. And I'm looking like, maybe she's a little bit caught in the Jim Crow era, and that's just what it is. So yeah. We do see Hollywood go talk to his mom, and he, she know kind of what happened and how he upset about her not wanting to take his last name. She like, son, she is 60 years old. She's a 60-year-old woman who has lived. Why would you be surprised that she just did that she isn't keen on wanting to change her last name? She said, remember, just because the person got through the battle doesn't mean they don't have scars that still affect them later on. Meaning she's been through some things in her life to where all she has to hold on to is no one can hold anything over my head. I made it through that crazy relationship with that man who I felt like he owned me, but I have scars that every once in a while show is blemish to my armor. And I sometimes have to say, hey, I can't do that because it's a scar that you can't see, but it's here. Because I've been through some things and it happened. So I thought that was good how his mama explained it to him without downing Vi and telling him, I just want you to be happy. Like, that's all I really want. Just make sure that she gives you your heart. And I'm great. I'm good. It is what it is. He go in and talk to Vi. They make up. You know how they do. And she then agrees to have a big ass wedding because she's like, I'm not going to change my mind about my last name. He just said how, he maybe overreacted, that he still loves her and wants to marry her. And so she then said, we're going to have a big ass wedding. I'm like, well, okay, compromise. The second part of the code. So if you have been watching already, the first part I said earlier, the second part, you have to put this. One of these options. Hatchet. No, people might not be able to spell hatchet. No. Either put pork chop, lamb chop, or chicken. Okay, pick one of the three: pork chop, lamb chop, or chicken. So yeah, the first part of the code. This is the second part of the code. Okay, do what you see fit. Anyway, so we do see Darla come to pick up Blue, and she's like, I think we need to have a schedule, Ralph Angel. He's like, wow, we don't need no schedule. We good. We got this. We good. And she's like, no, I had spent a whole week painting his room. I got tickets to the museum, and at the last minute you changed, and I couldn't get him for the week. He like, yeah, but you're gonna get him for the following week. So we should not need a schedule. And she was like, who was she? I say, see, you know it was coming. You knew it was coming. And he said, a work friend. I said, Ralph Angel, Lord Jesus Christ, we need a schedule, Ralph Angel. And he was just like, all right, fine. I mean, I don't think a schedule is anything wrong. I just think I was hoping she didn't mean like we need to go to court and like get some kind of court appointed. We need something in writing. I think it's cool to say, okay, this is your weekend, this is my weekend, and no matter what comes up, this is what's gonna happen, point blank into the period. Because again, they should be able to say, well, I know this is your weekend, but in 3 weeks when it's on your weekend, it's so-and-so's birthday, can we switch out a week or whatever? And I do think that makes sense, but I just don't want them to have to go to court and get it done. But you know what I'm saying? She like, I want a schedule because you with that lady. Okay, and I need to know when my son ain't with that lady, he's gonna be with me. The end that we see is Charlie finally find out what the Landrys are up to with getting that land surveyed when they've been knocking people off their land and evicting them. So they want to build, because their daddy's farm is in one place. Landry's lands is basically surrounding their land, and the Landrys want to build a private prison. So they're working with the government to get funding to build a prison, a private prison in Louisiana. And Rob Angel pissed. They want to because he know in order to do it, they would have to take our land. And so they're just putting themselves in the position to be able to take our land too. He like, no, they won't take my daddy land and put a prison on top of it. Nope, ain't gonna happen. Robert, now he ain't for it. At this point in time, I think he would rather just burn the field down before he would let. That'll be easier for them to take over. Anyway, no one's for it. They all is just upset. I do wonder how they're going to handle it. Like, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. So I'm very, very interested. Anyway, that is the end of my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to put the comments in the comment section, okay? And to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And peace.